Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's webinar on back to school tips. We like to do this webinar around this time of the year when students are going to be going back to school. Some of the students this year will be going back to the classroom. Others are going to be studying from home. So we want to go over some tips both going back to school and studying from home. I'll have my video on for parts of the presentation. I'll turn it off to focus on the slides and then come back to it. If you have any questions, please type the questions in the chat box. And then after the webinar, if you think of some questions, feel free to contact me. I'll put in my contact info at the end of this presentation, so you can certainly reach out to me. So today we're talking about back to school tips, and my name is Dr. Cary Yurkiw. I'm a chiropractor who's practiced for over 26 years. And I saw a chiropractor when I was young and had a lot of knee pain, and the chiropractor really helped me. He examined my knees, gave me a diagnosis, and then started treatment to help me with my knee pain. That made a huge difference in my life. And I thought, you know, if I could help people that are in a similar situation, if I could do that for my living, for a career, that's what I'd want to do. And so I started my journey to get my education, my undergrad, went to chiropractic college in Toronto, graduated from there, and then I've been practicing now for 26 years and currently practice in Kelowna, British Columbia. I do some consulting as well. I help young doctors with their practices. And I've written a couple books, and they're on Amazon on back pain and neck pain. So if you're interested, you can type in my name on Amazon, back pain or neck pain, and you'll see those books. Feel free to read them. They're on Kindle. They're in paperback and Audible as well. So back to school. Many students are excited and focused on returning to school, including my own children. Who are teenagers now. One of them's in university. The other one is in grade 12. And so they'll be going back to school. They have a heavy course load. Often they have a lot of textbooks. And then just the routine changes when they go back to school. So I wanted to talk to you about that today and give you as a student, or if you're a parent, some tips to help you with your school year. First, a disclaimer. If you do have issues with your back or your posture, with your health, consult with a health professional before doing any of these recommendations today. These recommendations are from working with patients over many years, but it's important that you do get a specific diagnosis, and then recommendations are made for that specific diagnosis. So this is more educational. It's going to increase your awareness, and I would encourage you to go to your health professional and ask them questions about how you should better manage your school year, your posture, your backpack, your nutrition, and all these topics that we're going to talk about today. So as a student, what do you want to accomplish when you go to school? Well, most students would say they want to get good grades. And that was like me too. I had a long-term goal. I wanted to become a chiropractor. And so getting good grades was important to get into chiropractic college. I wanted to enjoy the experience. So I really wanted to have friends and enjoy being at school with my friends, socialize. So that was really important to me too. And I know it's important to most students. So how are you going to do that? Well, one of the most important things you can do is establish healthy routines. So make sure that you think about the routines, you're kind of planning ahead as far as, you know, when the school year starts, what are you going to do to have healthy routines? And sometimes that takes a little bit of practice. You don't just have a healthy routine all at once. You really need to build up to it and practice that. It's important that you apply what you learned today for your future, and then what you learn throughout the school year, because that's going to help you to be better down the road. So apply some of the things that we talk about today to improve your habits and your routines. So what are some of the routines that you have when you're going to school? Well, healthy routines include drinking enough water. So when you get up in the morning, having a glass or two of water. The posture you have when you're sitting at a desk or when you're at home sitting at your workstation. The posture when you're carrying your books, maybe your backpack's on and you're going to class, or um, you're going from the car or the bus to the classroom. What is your posture like? The food you're eating, the activity level that you have during the school year, the amount of sleep you're getting, and then the stress and the stress management. So those are some of the things we want to talk about today, and make sure that you have healthy routines so you succeed in all those areas. So for water, the brain is made up of 80% water. So it's very important that you keep your water levels up. 1 to 2 glasses first thing in the day when you first wake up is important. You want to get hydrated. Sometimes during the night you get dehydrated. So replenishing your water balance is very important. I encourage people to drink water that's well balanced. So make sure the pH is well balanced. It's got some minerals and salts in it. It's not just purified or filtered water, but it's healthy water. It has some minerals and it has some salts in it. I use a system at home that purifies the water, but then adds back some minerals and some salts at the bottom before it comes out into my glass. And then take water with you so you can drink it throughout the day in a container. So make sure your container is large enough that you're getting enough water during the day. If you don't have a large enough container, you might have to get tap water, and that's not as good as bringing your own water, which hopefully is better than the tap water. But some schools have really good systems, and the water there is good for you to drink. A good indication that you're well hydrated is your urine should be straw colored. It shouldn't be too yellow, too concentrated. That's an indication that you're getting dehydrated. If you do get dehydrated, you won't be able to concentrate as well in your classroom and learn as much. You might get a headache. You might get some physical symptoms. So water is really important. Your posture is important. So the way you load your backpack and how much weight you're putting in your backpack, the way that you're sitting at your desk, the way you walk with your backpack and how you wear it. And then when you use your backpack is important. So we want to consider all these factors going forward when we talk about using a backpack and your posture. And then for food, what types of food are you eating? Are you getting enough protein and healthy fats? Protein rebuilds the body. So fish and meat, eggs, tofu, nuts are very good sources of protein. And I encourage my patients to eat more protein because that's the building blocks for the body, and it kind of repairs your body. It also makes you feel full so you don't feel hungry and reach for sugary snacks. Healthy fats are like avocados, omega-3 fatty acids from fish, like fish oil, olive oil, monounsaturated fats are very good, and especially for the nervous system, because the nervous system tends to depend on healthy fats to be able to do its job properly. Fiber is important, so eating fruits and vegetables, which have a lot of fiber. The fiber carries away waste products that are in the stomach and in the intestine, gets rid of waste products so you can replenish the body with healthy ingredients. Fiber also makes you feel kind of full. So as you eat fruits and vegetables throughout the day, they're kind of bulky, and it makes you feel like you're full and you're not reaching for sugary snacks. Make sure the food you're eating has vitamins and minerals in it. So the fruits and vegetables you're choosing are nutritious. Make sure you take some snacks with you so you can have that throughout the day. You might want to have some celery or some oranges or those types of snacks, and put them in Ziploc bags so you can put them in your locker or maybe in a fridge, and then that way you can have them throughout the day. So a little bit of preparation the night before and some planning as to what foods you should take with you will really help you to um, not make poor choices the next day. Activity is important. So when you're at school and you're sitting all day, maybe you're studying in the library, it's important to get up and walk around your desk, walk around the library. I recommend every hour for students to get up and kind of get mobile. So go for a walk on your longer breaks, go for a walk around campus or around school. Before and after school, have a routine where you are physically active. You might want to join the team at school or do some intramural activities where you're playing sports. So join the school's team. There'll be practices and games. And then outside of school, activities like swimming, biking, and running are great. So if you can mix up the type of activities you do, kind of plan that out, plan out your week. On certain nights you can go and do those activities. That'll help you to stay physically active, which not only helps your body, but it's going to help you mentally as well. Your sitting posture. When you're sitting, make sure that the screen is at eye level. Here in this diagram, it's a good illustration of how your computer screen should be at eye level so you're not looking too high up or too high down. Your arm supports should be high enough. And in this example, they're not high enough. The arm supports should be high enough so that your arms rest on them, but then you can easily type on your keyboard, so they should be at the same level. So these armrests should be a little bit higher and at the same level, so you can rest your elbows and forearms and then easily type on the computer on the keyboard and use your mouse. Your feet should be on the ground, so they should be resting comfortably. Make sure that your chair is at a good height so that you can rest your feet. Every hour I would set a timer so you can get up, and I use an app called Pomodoro, the Pomodoro method, and there's some extensions on Google Chrome, or you can actually buy an app, and that would remind you to get up every hour. You can set the amount of time. It actually gives you some breaks. So it's a great way of getting a lot of work done, but also reminding you to get up and walk around and change positions so your back and your spine don't get overloaded. For walking posture, as far as a backpack, make sure your backpack is put on so it's well balanced. It should be high enough in the back so it's between the shoulder blades. So pull it up. Most students wear it too low, so pull it up so it's higher. Make sure the shoulder straps are tightened and wear both shoulder straps. So make sure you're not just carrying the backpack with one shoulder strap, but make sure you're using both and have that weight higher up between your shoulder blades. So have the backpack kind of snug to your body. I would recommend only 10% of the body weight for the weight in the backpack. Some studies say up to 20%, but a lot of students are still growing. They have growth plates in their spine and in their joints. And so those growth plates, if their growth plates get damaged or squished by too much weight or improperly balanced weight, it can affect those end plates and the growth. Sometimes the discs can push into the end plate or even cause some damage to the bone or the posture. So we don't want to see students doing any harm to their spine, to their alignment, and to their joints. As far as sleep goes, you want to wind down before sleep, so about 30 minutes before you go to bed. You want to get your environment ready. You want to cool it down a bit, a degree or two cooler than it normally is. I say a degree or two Celsius cooler. In Fahrenheit, maybe 3 to 4 degrees cooler. Be in a dark environment so that you don't have the light stimulating you. Go to bed at the same time each night, because that routine is very helpful for the circadian rhythm, which is your body's cycle, your brain's cycle. So pick a time, let's say 10 p.m., where you're going to go to bed, and then you're going to wake up at 6 a.m., just as an example. You want to prevent any noises from being in that room that are going to startle you or wake you up. I would turn off your phone. Don't have any electronic stimulation in that half an hour or longer than that. And the only thing I would have the phone on for is for your alarm in the morning. And some people say, when they go to bed at the same time every night, wake up at the same time each day, your body gets into that rhythm. Eventually, you don't even need an alarm because you're waking up at the same time each day. Stress. It's important to talk about stress because sometimes students find going to school stressful or studying. Short-term stress is okay, so sometimes it's beneficial. You've got an exam coming up, been studying all week, it's the day of the exam and you feel a little stressed or excited or a bit nervous. That's okay, it's just your body's heightened sensitivity to the fact that you have to write an exam. Long-term stress is not good. So if you feel like that every day, it could be detrimental to your physical health and your mental health as well. Sometimes students feel pressure to get good grades, or there's deadlines, or there's some social stresses from going to school. Some good ways to combat stress are to stay well organized, set timelines and a study schedule so that you don't get behind, practice meditation or breathing exercises, which can really calm down the brain waves and give you a lot more neuroplasticity or flexibility to deal with stressors. Be in the right frame of mind, so it's important the people you hang out with, the friends you have, the books you're reading, the music you listen to, all of that's important because you want to have everything going for you to have a successful school year. Your desk space should be well organized. It should be conducive to studying. The room should be well organized and conducive to studying. Declutter so that you can find what you want to study and your the pen you need to use, the computer, the accessories that you have. And then you want to educate yourself throughout the school year and practice stress management. So you definitely want to learn as the year goes on, different ways of being more successful, and then apply those things. As far as the social interaction, that's a big part of being at school. And I encourage my children to do activities with their friends, enjoy their friendships. So friends are very important. And some of these friends are going to be lifelong acquaintances of yours. So it's really important when you go to school to build those friendships. I would recommend that you have friends that are aligned with the same values as you, ones that are supportive. You can study with them. There's a benefit of studying with them. They help you with difficult situations. They listen to you, help you with stress management. And you can enjoy the school year with them. That's part of going to school. It can be a huge benefit to have friends that are supportive and like-minded, because together you can accomplish more than just doing it on your own. As a health professional, we encourage parents to bring their children in, or for students to get a spinal assessment done before the school year. It helps to check their posture, check for any misalignments, any problems, and we definitely want to take care of those things before the school year starts. So we want the student to have the best start to the school year. Often we encourage checkups before the school year starts. So find a health professional in your area. If you're in Kelowna, certainly you can call our clinic and I'd be happy to check you and do an assessment. We'll want to encourage our patients to have a healthy lifestyle during the school year. So we put on a lot of webinars, educating our patients, and then listening to their unique circumstances so that we can give them custom or tailored advice to help them throughout the year. As far as treatment goes, if you've never been to a chiropractor, the treatment actually feels really good. Adjustments to the spine are done by hand or using instruments, and they're done to realign and improve the flexibility of the body. So if the body's in better alignment and if you're more flexible, you're going to be healthier. You just feel less tension and stress in the body. You can do more and you're more relaxed. So that's the benefit of getting chiropractic care throughout the school year. If you'd like a postural assessment, you're in the Kelowna area, call our office to book an appointment. It's 250-486-0062. If you're interested in learning more about back pain and how the back works, I wrote a book. It took about a year to write the book, and it was published last year. It's on Amazon, and so you can type in my name, Cary Yurkiw, and back pain, and you'll be able to find that book on Amazon. It's part of the Kindle program, so if you have Kindle Unlimited, you could read it. You can also get it in ebook format. You can buy it in paperback. You can also get it in Audible, so an audiobook, and listen to it. There is one on neck pain as well, so there's 2 books, one on back pain and one on neck pain. If you're interested in more webinars like this, we have them throughout the year, and they're on different topics like joint pain or arthritis, lifestyle changes for back pain. We're always listening to our patients and the people who join us for our webinars, and then tailor making our webinars so that it educates our patients, but also people in the community. So join us for our upcoming webinars. You can go to our Eventbrite page, type in Yurkiw Chiropractic. You'll see a list of the upcoming webinars. It's just as simple as what you did today. Just sign up for the webinar. You'll get a ticket for it. And then the night before, 24 hours in advance, you're going to get an email with the link to the Zoom webinar as well as the passcode. Here's my contact information. I'm at 105 1628 Dixon Avenue in Kelowna. That's in British Columbia. The phone number is 250-486-0062. My email address, drcaryyurkiw@gmail.com. So if you think of any questions, you can type them in the chat right now. But if you have questions later, just send me an email. I'd be happy to answer those questions for you. I want to thank you for joining us for today's webinar on going back to school. I hope you learned something as far as your posture goes, as far as your backpack goes, and I hope you establish and have healthy habits throughout the school year. I wish you a very successful school year. Education is one of the most wonderful things you can do, and I wish you success going to school and with your future and your academic achievements down the road.